G'day, g'day. Hope you guys are all having a good one. Today's video a bit indecisive. I could G'day, g'day, Life Builder. Glad to see you pop by again. I'm just debating. I could A, play games like last stream, except actually play games and not be as indecisive. Or B, option B, I could work on a project. Or start working on a new project. The issue I have, I want to start on some new projects and whatnot. Downside is, I've only got tonight and then the next 2 days off break and stuff. Potentially something simple, just like a basic knife. Just scroll through. How about this? I'll spend the first bit of today's stream, and I'll probably be streaming to about 9:30ish tonight. I'll spend the first bit of today's stream looking through some knives or some stuff like that I can try and replicate. And if I find something that I feel like I'm really interested in working on, I might start working on that. If not, I will pivot and play some games. Because I feel a bit I usually like spending a bit of time during these breaks working on like a personal 3D project. So this will be 3D, of course. And I do enjoy making like knives and those sorts of things. But no, ultimately, I generally want to give myself like a week or so to work on something like that, depending on how... Like, sometimes I'll give myself like a day to work on it, but then, of course, the quality will be, representative of that singular day. So... How about I switch over and do... Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Sorry, hold on. Before I switch over, I just got to sort something out. I'm getting some pop-ups and shit, because I got Teams. We're switching over to Teams next... in the next 2 days, really. And so... No, it's just updating that, and then turns out there's some weird-ass stuff going on. I don't know, apparently there was some big update. Anyway. Let's get started. Life Builder, is there anything that you know... I'm just thinking, like, there's lots of kind of ways that I could go. Like, I could just search up, knife concept and try and find something under like a knife concept. Alternatively, I could go for like a genre kind of knife. Why is Cyberpunk here? This isn't a knife. Albeit Kurt Hansen looks insane here. So I'm just debating, like, I could go for maybe if I duplicate the tab. How about this? I'll solo these out. Oh, for anybody interested, actually, I saw something really cool. Don't know what this is going to come up with. Let me just be... Okay, nothing too bad. There's a Humble Bundle that I'm really tempted in. Maybe the knife from Star Wars Clone Wars. I have to have a look at that. I gotta be honest, I've only watched a bit of Star Wars Clone Wars. I used to watch it, and then I think it's all moved on to Disney, and I don't pay for Disney, so... but I used to watch it back when it was coming out. I think they stopped, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Blender Market Essential Game Modding Toolkit. Modding's not necessarily the word I would use, but oh well. So for anybody who is actually interested in Blender-related stuff, I feel like I should make this aware but I do have some thoughts. First and foremost, the majority of this is probably just like FBX importer, exporter. Looked at it, didn't seem too crazy. Bake Master, I mean, I had a look at it. Yeah, maybe it makes baking a bit nicer if you're doing it in Blender. I personally would not at all use Blender for baking ever. I think if you're going for a completely free route, potentially baking exclusively in Blender is an option that you could do. I'm pretty sure that there's even free alternatives though. I personally wouldn't use it. I would look, if you're wanting to stay cheap, look at maybe like Armor Paint, or if you're looking at spending and actually making more like good shit, look at something like Substance Painter. I think some stuff like this is probably not too bad. Like some of these, like maybe not. Some of these aren't looking the worst. Some of these are not too bad. Some of these are not the greatest. Geoscatter is pretty good. I do know Geoscatter, so I do have access to that, and I believe that's become free now. So for anybody interested, so I don't think necessarily a lot of these are the worst. It's just such a combination. Do I stream on any other platforms? Nah. I used to stream on Twitch. I won't bring it up. Don't anymore. I heavily dislike Twitch. I think they're changing, and some decisions they're making now are improving in comparison to what they were prior when I quit and left it. But ultimately, it's a bit tricky. It's like, I think on Twitch, it's so much easier to get... I find Twitch, you're going to get more people viewing your live streams, like live, really. I find it almost easier to find people, because on YouTube, they don't really, like, open up, well, I mean, you know, you get recommended my stuff, obviously, but, you know, you open up YouTube, right, and I'm not going to scroll through, but, you know, just scroll. How many things are recommended to you that are live streams? Obviously, it's a video sharing platform, right? First and foremost. So that makes sense. But the point being is, not many people go on YouTube exclusively to look and watch live streams. It's not really, they're not highly, you know, like your live streams aren't really pushed as much. So unless you got a bit of a following going, then maybe it gets a bit of a push. But yeah, which is unfortunate. So I'm lucky that, you know, you guys have found me, of course. But that is one thing that I wish was, you know, a bit different. Maybe if there was like a subsection for live streams, and you could, like, you know, go into like live stream section and it recommends live streams currently going. Because I think I've only ever been recommended a live stream with under 10 viewers, like no more than like times that I could count on my hands, you know. I get the occasional one from like a big streamer, but that would be when they've already got like 1,000 to a couple thousand views. So at that point, I don't, you know what I mean? It kind of is irrelevant. It's a bit unfortunate. So I stick to YouTube now. I look at it like back when the time that I stream is a little bit off for a lot of people's time zones. So a lot of people, I think I ended up getting like a consistent like 50 views on my Twitch VODs. Whether people are just watching that for like 2 seconds or they're watching it full out, I wouldn't know. But, you know, that's something to take in consideration when I was only getting about 3 to 5 views on a lucky day. Yeah, so I just moved to YouTube because I'm like, well, YouTube, you know, videos are kind of a main thing. So, hey, if people end up watching my live streams and even, you know, I get like a couple views, then that's great. And it pushes my channel, so that's great. Whereas VODs don't really push your channel at all on Twitch. So it's kind of like two things. I feel like I gain a bit more being a bit more reliant on VODs. No clue what this is. Game rig. I'm guessing this is just like a quick rigger or something. Oh my gosh, this is a slow video. Oh, it was literally just about loaded. Oh, that's why it's a fucking 26-minute video. I think there were a couple ones here. Some base mesh. This would actually be quite helpful though. A couple human base rigs, which base models, I'm guessing. Yeah, so that's really good. Baker. G'day, Amy. I think I might mention this to you as well. Another baking. There's a couple baking things. So, Amy, if you're interested, there is a Blender Market Essential Game Modeling. Not interested? Fair enough. Big T might be interested, though. The key things that I'm interested in... the key things I'm interested in would be Retopper Flow, which I've mentioned to you a couple of times. I've taught Big T to an extent. I just have the free version, the educational version at the moment. The only reason why I'm questionable on getting this is usually like 80 USD, so it's worth it just for this alone. What? This better not be targeted, because I'd be worried if this was. So this is really, really good. And I did enjoy using this. So I have the free version. The issue... No! The issue that I would have with this would be... I do know that they're releasing a Retopper Flow 4. And that should be coming out, I would assume... if I were to estimate, maybe end of year. So I don't want to go and buy this. And then... Because there's some major issues with Retopper Flow 3 that is limiting. Like, you can't have a mesh that's over 1 million polys as your reference mesh. And I believe that's verts. I don't even think that counts tries, which is really annoying. As most things count as tries, so it's a bit annoying. And a lot of these courses are for very old versions of Blender as well. So I wouldn't rely on them. Outside of that... there's the 15 item. I do believe, though, alternatively, UV flow is really good. Search up free kiwi desert. Are you serving some? No kiwi fruit desserts from me, sorry. I gotta be honest, we got some massive as kiwi fruit. I don't know what kind it is, but like, usually kiwi fruit, especially like green kiwi fruit, here in New Zealand we got like multiple kinds. You know, they may be like that. These ones are like humongous, and they're like thick as shit. They're maybe like that thick. Which I really, really like, because it's like, when they're at that size, you know, you can pretty much, you know, that's like your breakfast all in one, instead of having to have like that as well as other things. But no. Otherwise, this one did look cool. I had a bit of a look at this. I wouldn't really use it too much though, personally, just because I rely more on Rhizome. But UV Packmaster, I know a heap of people that recommend this. Seems good to me. This one I'd be tempted in getting, but otherwise, you know, one of those things. I don't know if I'd get this. Ultimately, I'd just want Retopper Flow 4. So I flicked the person a message, the creator of it. I'm just like, hey, you know, is Retopper Flow 4 going to be a separate purchase? I believe it will be a separate purchase, and that makes sense. If you're developing new tools, it makes sense, you know, to have to repurchase these things. But I just want to be sure if that's the case, and then maybe I get Retopper Flow 4 when that comes out. I just don't want to purchase it now and then regret it. So you mentioned earlier, Life Builder, a Star Wars, Clone Wars knife. You'll have to tell me which one you're thinking of, and I'll consider it. Are we talking like the Rebels one? Some Darksaber knife, or maybe some Vibro dagger? Go down a bit. Yeah, good. Not too sure if I'll necessarily do one of these ones, but I'll consider it. But I might find something that interests me a bit more. The orange one, this Bad Batch Vibro one, or are we thinking top left, so this one? Not bad, not bad. I'll consider it. I'll see what the other ones are. I'll see what else I can find, and if nothing else fits me, I'll maybe do that one. But let me search up a couple of things. I think, okay, side note, not a knife. This dynamite stick, making a dynamite stick would be pretty cool. Bit painful, but really, really cool. Ah, these are cool. We had to make a hard surface model, and I almost ended up making a grenade. And then there was a reason why I wasn't. I think it was something like you had to have like a certain level of complexity to it. And with the grenade that I was going to be basing mine off of, wouldn't have had that. What about we can go like Cyberpunk knife. And then we can duplicate and go like poo. Let's go futuristic knife. You know, okay, well, let's hide projects that are... These aren't even knives. Like, the first fucking thing is a handgun. Detachable knife, though. Okay. Where even is the detachable knife? Is this it? Oh, it's like that. I don't know. Looks cool. Not a knife, though. That's a pretty cool concept. Oh, I like this. I like this design. Phone's at 1%. I might have to leave now. All good, all good. Thanks for popping by, at least. Do you hear it when that happens, though? I want to know how to make these, like, sick-as designs. I mean, there's the obvious choice of, like, just making them. That will take way too long. Kurt Hansen. Combat power knife. Is this just the only thing? 9 years ago is kind of crazy, though. It's almost like, what's the knife? Like a Bowie knife, almost. That's cool. Not too sure what the trigger would do. Maybe it shoots out. Pretty cool, though. Blender Bros. Oh. I don't particularly like them because of one of the guys there. Is apparently a bit of a C-U-N-T. Wait, what? What was that? I saw a comment. This is horrible. Oh no. Oh, that's a sick-ass knife. Valorant. Oh, but it's a concept? Oh, damn. Now, one of the guys there is a bit of a not particularly nice chap. Tougher Gun. I was looking at Tougher Gun earlier today. Seems really cool. I ain't buying it unless there's a sale. Or I get a heap more work. It's 150 USD, which is quite pricey. Does seem pretty good. It seems like a good alternative to Retopper Flow. So, Cool. Dude, okay, hold on, man. We're looking up, like, knife concept art, but we're not getting, like, concept art. These are just, like, actual knives. They're not, like, concept images. So, well... So as cool as some of these are, they're not concepts. I don't want to be basing off a finished model. That just feels boring. Some of these designs are fucking complex, eh? I do gotta think, because I do have a limited, when it comes to sculpting, some of my... There's not much. There's not much. What in the... There truly is not much. Okay, so... but this isn't a concept. This is obviously a 3D, isn't it? Yeah. That's baked in. Be intrigued to see what the high poly look like. Strato knives. This one's pretty cool. I'll keep my tab on this one, but I'm not too sure, you know, how to go about doing some of this. Ooh, maybe making like Cyberpunk knife. The Neurotoxin knife. This one's sick though. Poisons people when you like throw it and shit. It's a way too complex for me. The fucking teachers would be like crazy. Where is the... I hate to say it, it just doesn't feel very cyberpunky to me. Oh, a recreation of it? That's sick. They did a really good job with this one. That is good topology. It's fairly high, but that is good. I'm more call this an axe than a knife, though. I feel like there becomes a point where you gotta consider whether you'd classify something a knife or an axe. I could be wrong. This is sick. Modeled on plasticity based. Topology's not good. And modeling something in plasticity would be nice. I could do that. Tactical knife. Hell yeah. Maybe I search something up. I'm gonna save this. It's not a reference though. It's not a concept. That tab. Keep going. Yeah, same guy. Are we only searching by his stuff? What the fuck? Do they texture it? Okay, they did. Interesting. Procreate. Something Big T uses. Man. Okay, Amy, are there any... Man, this is sick. Such a complex design, though. Oh, the packing on this is both good and shit. No offense. On one side, this is like really, really good packing. On the other side, this is terrible packing. Like, it's good, but there's so much space being wasted. But it is good packing. Like, in terms of how it's like all placed out. Unless you're like hand texturing, but I don't know why you do that. I was gonna say if there are any like references that you liked, any like genres or something to go for as a basis. This is really cool though. I really like this. Of a knife maybe, but I kind of almost just want to go with this. But this would take a while to make. That's a complex design. Ooh, that looks cool. Not a knife at all, but that looks cool. Clip Studio. Cyberpunk knife, that's... last month. Looks like it's based upon that knife as well. Is that 3D? Odd design, but it's still pretty cool. That's cool. That's really cool though. I feel like the face is a little bit off, but pretty cool. Better than what I could do anyway. Is this... Yeah, I was gonna say, this looks like AI. Why is this here? I searched up no AI. They're supposed to name this if they're using AI. That's stupid. Fucking AI artists. Yes, I discriminate. Indeed. It's AI, yeah. I'm like, shit looks like it. Okay, let's scroll through a little bit of this, but I might stick with that. Oh, plasticity as well. I feel like plasticity would be both a good way to go and a terrible way to go. For retopology reasons, it would be a bit painful to work with. Oh, once again, DALL-E. Did I not search by... Oh, I think it was the last one I searched by no AI. Hold on, let me do that. How projects created with AI. Yeah, I did that as well for the last one, so I wonder why fucking... shit has got on there. I don't think I'm going to be able to find... Oh, God. Well, there's not much of a selection, then. So it's like one of the guns that one of the guys had to make for our... That does not look futuristic. I just don't want to create my own concept, honestly. I suck with that shit. Alright, let's see if I can find some neurotoxin knife shit. Neurotoxin knife. Knife. So this is that was the own design then. And replicate except one detail decals on the blade itself. Like without the decals? Jesus, I don't know how I'm making those details. So that's actually a different neurotoxin knife. Hold on, let me... He doesn't work at CDPR anymore though. Who the fuck am I looking at? Huh? Oh, he's not the guy that worked at it. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Could have fooled me. Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, he's the guy that worked on the character as well. Jesus. Watching a full live stream right now on Gully. This guy did a really good job. Jesus. Alright, so is there no, Cyberpunk. I should probably search up 2077, honestly. There's the Catomatic, or is it? Do they have the knives though? It's not gonna be here. Do I... let me see if I can boot up Cyberpunk. See if I can find a reference on here. I'm not too sure if I will be able to take a picture. Let's see. Let's see. Man. Oh, I'm slightly sad that there's no references. I wish there was a Cyberpunk raid kit as there is with the Witcher one, because I can go in and fucking find some shit there, but with this I don't know if I'll be able to find the... I wouldn't be able to access those knives and shit and get a reference for them. Just continue. I don't know what in the world I was doing before. Hello, Night City. Ignore the fact that it's super quiet. Okay. So that's a neurotoxic knife. So there's the punk knife. Looks sick. Punk knife. Pink katana. Neurotoxin. There's two different kinds of neurotoxin knives. B. No way. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we can... Oh, this is really good. Okay, hold on. Holy shit! Cyberpunk, thank you. I didn't know that they included this. Since when the fuck could you do this? When could you preview these sorts of things? What? Okay, hold on. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, and they got the bloody... Okay. I would get rid of all of these, though. I don't like them. Indeed. Okay, okay. Oh! What do I do? Punk knife. I feel like that's actually more complex, honestly. In its own way. They really just wanted to show off this. I fuck with this. This is one of the best things I've seen. Jesus. In a fucking thing. As somebody has... Let's hide that! What was that doing there? Ew. Oh man. Inspect it. I can't! I don't even think I don't think I was not meant to fucking have that on stream. I hope I don't get into the shit. Statistically, but this one's a machete, not what I saw before. Just put it that way. Let's keep it up the top regions of this. Okay. Okay. I think I'll go with this, and I will. Let's not disassemble that. That would be a mistake. Let's Can I do this? Yes, I can. This is gonna be such a mistake. Hold on. You guys ain't seen nothing at the moment. Hold on. I'm just putting it on my other screen so I can do a 4K picture. Because... Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Let me change which monitor it's on. So Sorry. Fly. There we go. Oh my god, my FPS tanks! But I have all the fancy settings on, so that's... Oh my god. Hold on. Oh my god. When, like, inspecting items, Jesus. It's like, it's not bad, it's because I have, frame generation on, and so there's an issue with frame generation, unfortunately. Let me just go pure ref. I see one message and it's probably you, Amy, doing some dodgy shit. Let me go by new. No, it's not you. I stand corrected then. Sorry, I'm just taking some pictures. Well, you can see my pictures that I'm taking, I guess. Of course. This. Oops. Let's get my cursor out of the way. Oh, these are good references. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that this is a... So these are some good references. Wow, my cursor in the way for this one then. Awesome. Okay, that's all that I should need. And maybe I end up just scrapping this project as it just doesn't come out anywhere near as good as I'm hoping. But oh well. I'll stick with it for now. Sorry. Anyway, let's exit Not how to win. Oops. Alright, I should be ready to rumble. I'll get a basic shit going. Now I could either do something in plasticity as well, which would be good for some things, but at the same time, I need to be wary about poly count for something like this. Something like this isn't bad, but you'd need quite high poly count for it. Quite a high poly count. Let me images arrange optimal. Oops, sorry. Control A. There we go. Canvas. Optimize. Save as. We'll just call this Neurotoxin Knife Cyberpunk. So. Cyberpunk 2077 Neurotoxin Knife reference. Alright, that's awesome. And then we can export something like this. Straight out, or this should be perfect, this one here. So worth doing both sides. Let me... Stuff like this, when you could argue maybe it'd be worth using plasticity, and then trying to retopologize that. But at the same time, maybe not. Let me see. Alright, export. Let me select a couple of these. What is the top? The top would be this. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Let me go images. Let me save and export. And let me find a location. Jeez, I got so many folders. Like, so much different shit. I always get lost. Naming. Alright. Let's just export. Oh, I have had this issue before. I'm not too sure what caused it. Let me search this up. Pure not exporting images. And I'm in 2.0. So, I changed the type from original to PNG. Okay, maybe this will work. Save, export, Export selected. Format original to PNG. Ah, yeah, that'll fix it then, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess it's just like struggling to figure out what the thing is, but I believe you can go. Well, these aren't embedded, so fair enough. I guess it's because I took a screenshot, and the screenshot doesn't have an original format, so it doesn't know how to do that format. Let's go Maya. Seems like a lot of people are having issues redoing their licenses for Maya. I luckily had mine renew ages ago and had to deal with that fucking shit issue already. Sweet, let's wait for this to load. Get up to any of you guys get up to anything interesting today? It as cool as you, indeed. I'll get this shit started, but I doubt I'll get too far into it. I do need to refill my drink bottle soon. Didn't get up to too much. Fair enough, fair enough. I think for this, I might create a full-on scene, because that was the most frustrating thing to deal with. So let's just go project window. Yeah, I hate doing this, because you always have to delete so much shit. It's like 3/4 of what is added is you end up needing to delete, which I wish you could change. See, like, half of these I don't want. Neurotoxin knife. Maya. Accept. Let's set project there. Let's turn off symmetry. Let's sort out these these like folders and shit. Didn't get up to too much though today. Yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest, I had such an uneventful day, I was actually kind of disappointed. My whole day was pretty much just goners. I obviously had to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Wasn't too happy about that. And then I struggled getting back to sleep. I don't think I got back to sleep until... I think I got home at around like 4:30. And then... I don't think I fell asleep until like 5:30, honestly. I couldn't get back to sleep. Well, it's just because I needed to be awake enough to like drive there and back. So I was still like, I kind of like sort of woken myself up at that point. And I guess that might have been my issue. So couldn't fall back to sleep. Woke up again at like 9:30. I can't remember. I just kept pushing back my alarm because I was just... And then I didn't even get out of bed until effectively 12. Then I had to pick up my mate from the airport as well. Then went for a walk until about 3, and then, yeah. It's pretty much just scroll through a bit of shit, check out some stuff, and that was really it. I was effectively a taxi indeed. Can't say I recommend it. But oh well. What was this? That is the back. Ah, of course. 5 front. I don't really need to do my front view though. Knife top. Just so I have that. So I would have liked to have like a week on this, so I don't think I'm not doing this that much. I don't want to spend too long working on this. So this will be something that I'll probably create over a while whenever I got time. What are we working with? Front. Awesome. This we can work with the old knife front. Control D. Knife back. Just in theory, when I'm working, I can do this. Knife top. I believe you can just go like that. Oh, yeah, that's an option. Technically, you want actually the reverse, don't you? Yeah. Don't you? No, that should be fine. Not really. Switch these around. Okay, and then how do you customize visibilities? Let me go to polymodeling. Okay, well, let's start working on centering some of these things. Oh, that's not the straightest. That'll be my fucking picture taking though, of course. Let me... How do you make things, like, see-through? Is it alpha gain? Shit, what would be the best way of doing this? Oh fuck, I haven't done these in... Oh, here we go. Camera. Knife front. So let's go front. Ah, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Then we can go knife front, back, top. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go. So that alpha gain all the way up. Sheesh. Aha, and then we can go like that. So this will be perfection. And then I guess I want that tip to be there. So let me just bring this up. Like, I guess that center tip will be there. And let's try to match this here as good as we can. Awesome. How do I want to go about this doing this? I think I'll split these up to actual things. So I think I'll just work on the knife section that's south here. I guess that should be there, but these are like a little bit offset, of course. It's a little bit goofo. This is the wrong way around. How do I flip it? Okay, that's actually perfect. That'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just looking at some issues that are potentially occurring. As for some reason they're a little bit different. Oh, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's go to the point where... Oops. Other side. Reaches the tip of that. And let's match these. Oopsies. Okay, that should be the most part matching. Oopsies. So I went where to go there. That is slightly different. Reference can be a pitch. Reference can be a bitch. I'll just work with it, and we can improve shit as it goes. So I guess first and foremost, let's start matching these scenes. Let me actually move that. Jeez. Let me scale that up a little bit. And then we'll go to the other side. I don't necessarily... I mean, that's fine. Maybe let's go by like the width then. Or do we want to... How do we want to go about doing this? Let's go 90, 10. Then a 50. Sorry. Okay, well I guess first and foremost, let's get these to be skinnier. So that is how wide it is at its... Maybe I should do it. Lowest is about there. And then let's... How do we want to do this? Let's go there. How wide do we make this? Oops. That wide. Apparently. And then, of course, it is slightly off. Let's now... I'm just trying to think about how I want to go about this. Actually, let me grab the top region and we can stretch that up to its top. Let's grab the bottom region, stretch it down to its as deep as it really goes. And then we can grab these. Edge. You're gonna say, hey! I would not. See, Amy, I have standards here. I have standards. So like that. Of course, nothing has to be too approximate. Like, you just want to get it as good as possible. And then let us, I guess, from about here, we'll do that. And we can target weld, target weld, target weld, target weld. Sweet. And then we can probably start bringing these ones in. So I'm just going to increment and save. Ironically, that's not perfect. Why are these not the same? This is the question we all ask. Oopsies. You also do the same. Okay. Oops. See, why are these slightly different is my question. Oh well. Anyway, and then oh, it's because I did and fucking move everything. I need this to be the edge. Course. Then let's go like that. Go like that. Then 50-50. Acting a little weird. There we go. I think it'd be better just fucking scrolling through the whole thing, eh? I just went. Oops. Probably provide a better result there. What are you working with? 120 tries. Not the worst. Not too bad. I don't want like a crazy number of tries, of course, so I'm gonna try. I don't know, maybe like no more than really 3,000, I think. So hard to see here, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna have to approximate, really. Maybe I can do that. Yeah. Awesome. That's looking pretty good to me. I think from a basis, that is really good. Like, for it to show, like, for example, yeah, we got quite the knife design going right now. And I think it's high poly enough to the point where we're getting that detail, but it's also not too high poly. Which is where I want to go. So I will do I will do like SDS modeling here, but we're still starting with this. Let me just quickly refill my drink bottle. I'm just gonna see if I can change the name of the stream. So let me just go to Real Talk and see if I can figure out how to change the name of this. I'm just gonna refill my drink bottle. How do I do that? That's a good question. So you can set it up when you're starting. Making a neurotoxin. There we go. Sure, the description's still going to be really wrong, but oh well, I can't be bothered. Okay, I'll be no more than 2 minutes. I'm back. What are you up to at the moment, Amy? Oh, yeah. Headphones unplug themselves. Drawing? Oh yeah, for fun or for a commission? Sorry if you guys heard that. I muted, but it might have picked up. Oh man. Don't you ever get that feeling like after you sneeze where everything, all your sinuses and shit going a little bit crazy? I am just intrigued. Sorry, let me see how that comes out. Okay, that comes out pretty good. What I'm after. How much do I really want to go for this, really? Because you can almost make the whole knife out of this. You almost would. I guess I should. It will make some things more complex and some things a bit easier. I just have to be careful in how I do things. Yeah, incremented save. Doing some more fancy Mave stuff, I guess. Let me. Sorry. Oh yeah, I heard that. Saw you posting some stuff about that. You enjoying it? I had a little look into it all, but of course didn't interest me. Just no surprise. Is she? Be intrigued to see what scary character she's doing as her, like, you know, basis character. It's kind of nice to get to do free art, yeah. It's fair enough. I think you're doing something with one of your classmates, correct? I saw something about that. Currently listening to... I want to do that. Unless I'm completely wrong. I wanted to listen to that. OST. Oh. Yeah. But... I don't know if I can stream that. I think I can, because you can of course stream the game, but at the same time I'm not too sure. Stuff like that I'm always worried about, you know, because you don't want to get copyright strikes, because that fucks you over. So I'm always very wary of that. You didn't? Oh, maybe I can play it then if you didn't get a strike. Because I looked into it, there wasn't any copyright-free version, but at the same time, when you're selecting settings in the game, but at the same time, sometimes they don't do that, but they still fucking strike you. Sorry. Just trying to plot out these base shapes right now. These like basic parts going on. I don't even know the song actually. I don't think I've ever heard it in the game. But no, we're just trying to hit those basic points of like context really. I think I'd want that to be completely separate, honestly. I think about it. This will stretch out to there. It's probably fine. So in that context, I will bring that out there. Oh, really? That's good. For other people, indeed. That's such painful. I have to be incredibly careful on how I work on this. Okay. Something like that. And I have to do one in the center of this. for these, we're going to bring these all down. Bring that up. This is going to be tricky. So there's ways that I can go about doing this, but whether they're right or wrong way of doing things is a different. This makes quite the difference. Should be fine. That's not bad. Also, not the greatest. I think I'd be incredibly careful on how I go about approaching some of these things. Oops. Okay, so their way of working with this. I'm also gonna need to just move this. And then we're just gonna bring these out. Try and match that. Match that. And for these, do the same. All the people. Hell yeah. Okay, I think they're just coming along. Shows we're upside down then. Sick. Alright. See if we can get this part going then. Let's get a in between. That little bevel there. Oopsies. Gotta make sure that I'm selecting through the mesh, otherwise this just causes issues. I think if we just make this up of 3 as well. I don't want to go too high because otherwise, you know, we are SDS modeling here, so most of it will, work itself out. I might actually use these to help with that. Let's also go for one there. One there maybe. I don't know. Ultimately it'd be better to go for something. Maybe I just... do the same. I'm gonna have to fiddle with some of these. Oh. Oops, wrong button. Ah. Back. What are we doing? These are off though. Awesome. And then these can be out. Oops. Some real scuffed fucking geometry going, but oh well. Then let's do the same here. I think almost you just want to go like that. Just go like that. Once again, select these. Just height them up, and then we can stretch them out. I might just leave these as is, but awesome. I know it's an gun, but I'm going to leave it as is for the moment. Do I fix this? It is less much of that same issue, so I might withhold. I think if I were to go like that, let me do the same for this. probably could have done that so much better. Oh well. And then we just boom, boom. So that's almost perfect as is, this one here. This one needs a bit of work. Of course. Oh, we got a bit of an issue going on here. Awesome. I think I also want to just delete these edges. And almost bring it back. Do the same for this, just for some slightly bit of shading. Let me increment and save. What time is it? It's 9 o'clock. I've just done a really pissy job of sharpening and smoothing some things, but I mean, this is what we're working with at the moment. I just got some shit that I gotta be touching up a little bit, but we're at a pretty good spot at the moment. You can do 3D models for it, really? That's interesting. You know a couple of people doing them, or I feel like it'd just take quite the amount of time. Yeah. Cool thing to do, but I feel like that would just be whew. Yeah, fair game, really. Fair game. I would be crying, dude. Like, I feel like you could do a 2D character much quicker than you could do a 3D character. Wow. Oh, I don't think I know that for a fact, honestly, at this point. Albeit that's not to say that you can't take the same amount of time. If you're doing like hyper-realism, then maybe it would be... Oh, I don't know. What would be faster? Hyperrealism drawing or hyperrealism modeling? That's where I would start getting a thing. Start questioning things. Stylized. You could draw a stylized character in an hour. Right? But hyperrealism, you think so? I think it depends to what extent you're trying to do it. I mean, you're ultimately locked out of the fact that it's not, like, yes, it's hard to do hyper-realism drawing, and I couldn't do it, but at the same time, it's more, when you get to hyper-realism and you know what you're doing, I feel like at that point, it's more about just, it's going to take a long time more than, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, takes quite a while. But if you're doing model-wise, if you're to model hyperrealism, I think, one, it depends on the extent of hyperrealism. Like, I could say my character that I was doing was based upon realism, but it's not hyper-realistic, if that makes sense. Of course. I think... it gets a bit tricky. Oopsies. I think it depends, because ultimately you still have to do UVs, and is it a, you know, if you're not, you'd probably have to still retopologize it, but you could probably just do an auto retopologizer and not really care. So I think it depends. I think if you want a base, just like a flat realistic character and you don't give a shit, you just want the result, and the result's all you're after, then it would probably be quicker to do a hyper-realistic character. But then, if you're trying to do a hyper-realistic character and it actually be good, I think at that point it may take longer. Because you'd probably still need to do, therefore, like, a bunch of work on UVs and retopology and stuff like that. And I feel like that just takes a long time. And then texturing depends. If you have like a bunch of preset stuff, then yes. If you're doing similar to what I was doing, where you're just like hand painting like skin details and stuff like that, then it gets a bit tricky. But if you have like a bunch of noises and stuff like that, you can use, then I think it depends on a lot of stuff like that. Like, yeah. Because would you be making the textures then in something like Substance Designer? If you're doing that, then that would significantly take longer. If you're using a bunch of preset shit, then that's a different story. So I think there's a lot of stuff like that I think really changes up which way you'd go about it. Because I've seen some people that are just like, hey, you know, I did this hyper-realistic character and I spent like over 100 hours on it. And then I'm just like, that's a long time. But even the model, the bust that I did, I spent over 100 hours on that. It doesn't look great, but you know what I mean? Like, I think you do get to a point where it's just like, 100 hours drawing is, I feel is fundamentally a bit different to 100 hours modeling. I feel like you can easily hit 100 hours modeling on a single project. Because there's multiple aspects of it. There's the modeling, there's the there's this modeling, you know, the base, maybe you're sculpting, and then there's all those retopologizing, adding those, you know, are you doing subdiv workflow? Are you making some base stuff? Are you making clothing? Clothing gets a little bit tricky. Would you be manually sculpting the clothing, or would you be making something like Marvelous Designer? I feel like, oh man, there's lots of stuff like that just completely changes how things go. We seem to have a pretty big guy with us next semester. We have this guy, I'm not going to say his name actually, but worked at, I think, Blizzard and a couple other like pretty major AAA places, and is going to be working with us, which would be pretty cool. So hopefully he should be quite a great help for... He'll be teaching... What is he teaching? Unfortunately, we're not doing 3D anymore, so we're missing out. But he was more of like a VFX then. And we got our hand up. I think he's only doing our game development course. Actually, it doesn't even tell us our teachers. because it doesn't tell us our teachers for some reason. One of them, the BSc, which are the coders, it says their teachers, but it doesn't say our BCT teacher. Then maybe it might. I think one of my friends has a bit of a different schedule that got remade explicitly for her. But it might say the teachers. Yeah, it does. Okay, so game studies. He's in our game studies class. He's in our rapid game prototype class. Okay. 2 of our 4 classes. 4 classes. 5 class. Game studies, tech art. No, I'm not doing tech art. She's doing tech art. I've already done tech art. So it'll be game studies, real-time animation, rapid, and professional practice. I'm like half interested. I think I'm going to end the model here for tonight. Because I feel like I got a pretty good base going, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, but just figuring out some of those last details. Let me see without doxing myself. What's this? Liza P. Okay, hold on, I'm just going to take some screenshots here. So I've got a couple courses. I am doing... Done that. Rapid game prototype is worth a decent bit. This component provides students with an opportunity to work together on a series of projects, enhancing collaborative skills, and within a team of people across multiple disciplines. Additionally, the assignments in this component will challenge the student in finding creative solutions to project managing and small-scale rapid game creation. Indeed. So we'll have to create... This is supposed, but I've gotten different... This is a little bit different to what one of my other guys said. So maybe this isn't in 100% what we're going to be doing for everything, but just mostly. Students will be asked to create 3 3D game prototypes over the course of 15 weeks, and in the final week, week 16, present their work in front of the class and post their work online. I believe we fully develop one game, or we spend a couple extra weeks on it. So I think it's not just 3 split between 15 weeks, it's actually a little bit less, because apparently it's actually 4 games you end up doing, so it's a little bit wrong. Maybe that ends up what we're doing, but that's what he did anyway, which was last year for him. Yeah, there's a lot. Well, that's actually worse, arguably. Something interesting I just remembered. You know how Amy and there's a side note. You know Amy in Cyberpunk, all the missions are named after songs, I believe it is. In JoJo's, the stands after part 3, so stands in part 4, 5, and I believe 6 as well, are all named after artists and songs. And not all of them, I think some of them are a little bit different. Like, I believe part 5 isn't. Part 5 is just named after, it's like, just Italian words, because it's in Italy. But part 4, or maybe 3 as well. I'm just trying to remember. No, not 3, but maybe 3 part 2. I can't remember. It's a little bit confusing. In part 3, at least the first part of it that I'm reading, it's about tarot cards. Everything's named after tarot cards. Game Studies 2 is another one that we have to do. This one is my least looking forward to one. Yeah. Game Studies 2 provides students a venue to explore the impact of entertainment media on society with structured analysis and interpretation. This look into society develops scholarly skills by encouraging students to engage in debate contemporary issues surrounding the production, dissemination, and consumption of interactive media. I don't dislike that. I think that's still a decent premise. The issue is I know for a fact every single thing is going to be a fucking essay. And one, I hate essays, and two, it's hard to really go about doing some of those things. We've got RTA, real-time animation, which we've already done half of it. This goes throughout the whole year. There's a whole year course. Students will be taught the techniques used to create efficient animations for interactive media in addition to animation theory. Topics will include prop, weapon, environment animation, character, and facial animation. I don't believe we're doing facial and motion capture, though. Just in year, so one more essay to do this semester, and it's 5 pages long. Ew. Oh, don't say that, Amy. You will laugh when you hear what essay I have to do next year. I'm actually dreading it. And there's not much that I'm dreading. Like, I dislike doing essays, but this one I'm genuinely dreading. Guess how many words it has to be. Guess the word count. You will die inside when you hear this one. Javi! 5,000, 6,000. Which is like, that's like, you know, that's like 6,000 word essay for Javi. That's like Javi's like, wake up, you know. Let's just like briefly cover a topic. But for me, dude, I ain't ever done a 6,000 word. I'm gonna die. So a little bit wrong with it, but for it's a breakfast pretty much, yeah. So the next two assessments I have to do for animation, it's gonna be we're animating a gun. The guns that we did. We worked on for our modeling thing. Also, how are you, Javi? How you doing, Chief? But your standard papers were a 4K for biggish. Seminar papers were a 5 to 6K. Yeah, jeez, we're at 8K. Ugh. Yeah, it is. Especially when you got a limited amount of time. When I'm doing this, I have to just like lock in. Boom. Lock in. Focus. Get my idea down. Get started quickly. And start writing. I think to some regards, I feel like it won't be the worst. I just need enough time to write about it. My issue that I will run into is, one, getting enough sources for it, and two, making sure that the topic that I'm writing about, I have enough to write about. I guess I could have done, like, what I was talking about with my last assessment, my Witcher 3 one. I feel like I could have still done a bunch of more things. It would just be more examples and shit like that. So I don't know. I just gotta make sure that what I'm talking about... I think that last one we had to talk about a singular game, so if we can talk about games as a whole, so it might be like monetization in games, and how different games have utilized monetization. Something like that I feel like you could do 6,000 words on, probably. Because you just look at like a shit ton of different games and you know, do a couple things. This game talks about this one. This game does this. This game does this method. Then at the end, you know, you combine and go, you know, these methods seem to be working well for these games and seem to be like the new... I don't know. I feel like you could do something like that. But then at the same time, it's a bitch. So I got a gun weapon modeling, and then I got like a bunch of like walking human shit, which I'm actually kind of not too bothered about. And then there's also hard surface animation, which I was supposed to set up, which I'll probably set up in the weekend. The rig for that, if I can remember. It's been way too long. Sound like my freaking old academic writing teacher, but the key is a really good question indeed, and I suck at that. So that's been like the complaint by all the teachers, and then I've had to fucking struggle. So oh well. I'll be like, Javi, you'll probably wake up one day, see some messages by me, and she'll be like, okay, what's this guy up to? And then she'll just say, please, Javi, help! I need an idea. Help me. Help. Help. Hey, kiddo dog. I hope you're doing good. I don't even want to do essays in general, Sam, something that you ideally genuinely wonder about. Indeed. I think the issue that I run into is when writing an essay on games, that's completely different to writing an essay on, for example, a historic thing, right? Or you're writing an essay on a movie or a book, right? Generally, movies and books and stuff like that generally have a lot more coverage than essays. Now, it's not to say that you can't find references and stuff, but when they're asking for scholarly references, if you start talking about something that isn't like a mainstream issue, you know, you start talking about like, you know, aspects of like a game, like for example, The Witcher, and trying to talk about, you know, an aspect of The Witcher, there's not really that much that you can talk about, and that's The Witcher, that's a big one. Like, unless you're doing something about, like, GTA, you're gonna struggle. So unless you do something like, violence is bad, I don't agree with that, but, you know, that one you'll find a lot of references for. Violence in video games, sorry. Because everyone's like, violence in video games is so bad, it makes you go, small brain. And then it's like, what? You know, I play violent video games. I ain't violent. I don't smack people. Amy plays violent video games. She's a little bit violent. Javi, she plays violent video games. She's pretty scary. You know, but, you know, not too much violence. So I think generally you're fine. So it's a little bit stupid. Professional practice and communication. Equip students. So this one I thought was just going to be more essays and I was going to cry. Apparently this one maybe this one might not be essays. Then again, it also might be essays. So if it's not essays, I'll be vibing with this one. As long as it's not essays, I'm pretty much perfect. It's just, I inherently suck at essays because I've had like the stupid issue of, you know, you go to primary school, they teach you how to write an essay. You finally figure out what they want out of writing an essay, you go to high school. You hand in your essay and it's like, I know what I'm doing, dude. I learned this shit in primary school. Fail. Or C. And it's like, what the fuck do you mean? I was getting good grades back in primary school. And it's like, dude, that is not how you write an essay. And you're like... So then you spend all of high school learning out how to write an essay. You know, all years doing English. And getting in, like, one of the highest English classes. Finally getting good grades and shit. You leave. You go to university. Okay, dude, I know what I'm doing now. I got this shit sorted. C, or a fail. And it's like, motherfucker, dude. What do you want from me? So... I don't know. Shit's a bit painful. So, I think I'm, like, only just starting to figure out what they want from me from uni, but they're still coming up with, like, majors. Oh, sorry. I just got, like, 10 different fucking... I got more than 10. Holy moly, I got so many fucking messages, sorry. Shit wasn't updating. What game am I playing? Sorry for this. Nothing at the moment. I was working on some projects. Let me see. I actually enjoy that kind of stuff. Can't have much field. So, yeah, you're gonna discover the importance of some journals. Good watermelon now. All the watermelons for Javi. Okay. I want it all the same way. No, here's the thing. Alright, sorry, I'm only just getting these messages, so I'm gonna have this up. So if you guys are seeing no messages updating, you're gonna know why. It's because this shit sucks with updating. the fucking on one side can't like stuff where there's like not much specific like coverage is great, but there's no academic references. I go insane because I had like the perfect idea, 0 academic references. I'm like, you smell, dude. My teacher was like, that's such a good idea. Me looking through like what sources I have, genuinely none, and I spent like an hour and a half scrolling through. So for anybody interested, because Javi and Kid Dog just popped by, I'll quickly bump up. I'm gonna be ending stream maybe soonish, but I was working on something from Cyberpunk. That's why we have this here. Because I was... Okay, side note, Javi, this is going to be cool. Once again... Oh, there we go, I just got a message. All good, Amy. Check this out. I just found the coolest thing. Hold on. Hold on. Keep holding. Keep holding. Keep holding. Oh my god. You know what's bad when my fucking loading faster? Okay. I was working on the, on a knife. Boomba. Sheesh. Ignore the shading and stuff. There's a lot that I need to do for it, and I'm gonna be doing it SDS modeling, so at the moment it's not perfect, but we'll be seeing that working itself out. So get a basis going. I think most of it should be pretty standard. I should turn on fucking symmetry. That would be smart. Either way, symmetry in Maya is different to symmetry in Blender. One of them's good and works. The other one sucks dick and doesn't work. Surprise, surprise. That's Maya's one that sucks. So, oh well. Pacifica. The shading here is a little bit fucky because it's meant to be flat. Well, it is flat, but yeah. So that's looking pretty good in my opinion. I think I got a pretty good start. Spent about an hour and a half working on that. Check this out. This is like a game changer that's not a game changer, but pretty cool. Javi, see you like this. Check this beast out. Did you know when going into these things, you can preview an item? I didn't mean to save that. Now, unfortunately, you can't zoom in or anything, but you can preview what it looks like. I did not know that. That, to me, is a game changer here. It's like the only game that does this that I know of. It is so good. So if you're ever trying to do, you know, Cyberpunk assets, you're in luck because you've got the references right here. So I didn't know how I got the preview. Yeah, it's just pressing V. Yeah, I might take you up on that, Javi, mate. No, we never did that. Well, that's the thing. So, that's the thing. Javi. We were... Oopsies, I just turned on my watch when I was trying to make sure it was turned off. Fuck. So, we were never actually taught how to write an essay in uni. They kind of expect you, and that's sort of fair enough. You are sort of, to an extent, supposed to know how to do one. But unfortunately, by that also, they don't teach you what they are requiring and expecting from an essay. It's just, you know, find scholarly sources and stuff, yada, yada, yada. And they show you, like, where to find them and, like, a real brief basis of it. But never really, how they want you to really get the result that they're after. So, doing those sorts of things, it's just really luck, I feel. Unless you've got taught really, really well back in high school. Or you're quite a bit older and have done lots of other courses that have required that. Which is so unfortunate. My old uni that I went to, for those courses anyway, that I took, not a single essay was required. It was all, which I thought what we were doing was arguably, in my opinion, a bit more valuable. Basically, you're writing down what you're doing, why you're doing it, and why it was successful. And in my opinion, a lot of that means to me a lot more. If you can talk about what you're doing and explain what you're doing and why you're doing it, I think that inherently shows that you have an understanding of what you're doing, right? It's the same as teaching somebody how to do something. If you have a question, Jarvie, like, how do you, retopologize a character? And I'm like, what's poppin', G? Let's go show you how to do some retopologizing of a character, and I, help you, teach you how to retopologize a character. I fundamentally have to have an understanding, a base understanding of how to retopologize, and then how to explain to somebody how to retopologize, which means you have like a further, you have a good understanding of said topic, because you can't teach somebody how to do something if you don't actually understand what you're doing, you know what I mean? Over here, that's the big difference between doing academic and doing what's in the English and vocational training. Ah, yeah. Yeah, because it's one of the things, like, I can understand the importance of, like, being able to take in information and understand it, but at the same time, I would much rather show that I understand something by implementing it into a game, which obviously if I implement it badly, then I obviously didn't understand it, right? Or obviously I just didn't have enough time. Stuff like that, where it's just like, dude, we're in a course where you have to learn how to make games. And instead of showing that you have an understanding of a topic or something, you have to write about it instead of make it and develop it. We've only had to do that once, and that's where I find it frustrating, because, like, dude, it's like having to explain, it's like animation techniques. We had to write an essay on animation techniques instead of doing, like, an animation with each animation technique. To me, if you could do an animation with each animation technique, that 100% more about animation techniques if you can provide an example for every animation technique in comparison to being able to write an essay on those animation techniques. Because you can write an essay, anybody can bullshit it and just read off what fucking Google says, but not everybody can fucking read, understand, and then replicate it, you know what I mean? Like in the retopology example, the vocational path would be focusing on how to do the retopology and making sure that you know what to pay attention to exactly. Yeah. So that'd be like your topology and where your topology is situated. Explain what you need to do exactly. Yeah. Stuff like you got to do your eye mask. You've got to do like nose and around. Your lips are around, and then you got your jaw that comes out like that. Should usually come around like that, like a big L. Stuff like that. Those topology kind of things. Stuff like, as well, you don't want spirals when it comes to arms. You want it to be 100% rings, because if you have spirals, then you get animation issues. Stuff like that. So, which is ultimately just where I find it a bit painful. It's like, if you're getting a job, right, in the industry for games, you're not getting a job just because you wrote a good essay, you're getting a job because you've made good games. So, by spending more time focusing on stupid writing and less time making games, Unfortunately, that could be the difference between somebody getting a job over you. But oh well, that's part of fucking life and university. But I think for a very hands-on degree, I feel like focusing on essays is a waste of bloody time and money. You maybe deep dive into different kinds of animation goals. Yeah. Subdiv and so forth. Yeah. It's a whole rabbit hole. Indeed. Which I think, to an extent, there are like some pros to that, but at the same time, I don't know. I do look at it like in instances like that, you are better off. Like you would gain more by just focusing on if you were like self-taught. I think there's a lot of stuff like that. It's like engineering. Engineering is one of the same sort of premise in my opinion, or like same with like food. You're doing like a culinary degree. I think it, to an extent, an understanding of like that sort of stuff is good, but ultimately you could be the best essay writer, but if you suck at fucking making food, you're not gonna get a job. You could be a great fucking great at like, in the history and writing about engineering shit. But if you can't, do basic engineering shit and you suck at the whole practical aspect of things, you still won't get a job. So yeah, I mean the original essay was meant to think of particular, yeah, exactly. So I can understand stuff to an extent, but I think when you put your critical thinking cap on, it is a bit of a waste in my opinion. I think it's something that you should talk about, but I think there's better ways. Like we did this really cool thing last year, where it's like a special notepad. Each week you were given, I think, 2 tasks to complete, and so and this we ended up having to do about almost 30 tasks, and what a task may look like would be playing, like, I think one of the tasks was playing some paperclip game. You play a game, right, for, whatever the game is, and talking about why was it successful, what does it do differently to other games, for example, or maybe it might focus on something like, I don't know, what's a game that I'm thinking of? Shit. I can't remember the game, so I'll do a different example. Talking about UI elements. Is it a diegetic? Are you doing diegetic UI elements? Non-diegetic? I believe non-diegetic, from what I remember. This is last year, and this is why because we're not focusing on these things, you lose a lot of this information. It sucks. Because we're focusing on essays now. But like diegetic, I believe is like UI interacting in the space, I guess. Or maybe that's something else that I'm thinking of. But I believe it was something like diegetic was stuff like, say for example, diegetic UI element for health might be the character literally they gain blood. Similar to was it Doom or like Wolfenstein, where the character's face kind of gets more and more like bloody, although that is non-diegetic in nature because it's just stuck there in the UI. If that was implemented to the game, that would be diegetic, I believe. When a group is lost when encountering something new, yeah. I find there's no reasonable middle ground. Like, yeah, I agree. The other one doesn't know how to read the instruction manual. Indeed. That is pretty much it, yeah. I would agree to that. Oh, I can probably show you actually what I did as a good example, because this may be interesting for some of you guys, knowing sort of like the more stuff that you guys, as a gamer who doesn't really study all these game development things, probably don't cover. 12 principles of animation. Character design, environment, think it's a design documents. I probably shouldn't be sharing this just in case. Oh yeah, it is this though. So we had a shit ton of things. I didn't do all of the things, so I only did about 13. You only had to do, maybe it wasn't 30, it was maybe something like, I think it was like maybe like 20, but you only had to do a specific amount. So I did enough. Well, actually no, because it's like 12.1, 12.2. So it is a bit of a different story. But yeah, stuff like this. We're talking... Oh, here we go. So I was a bit wrong about my diegetic shit. But you had to play a game and talk about the type of UI design they had. So for example, I did... Townscaper has a very diegetic UI. As you're often interacting with it, you can use it to change the color of the houses. Oh, so maybe diegetic UI means something that you can interact with and it changes the... what happens. I'll go over... I think I wrote one for Ruben, actually, so I did one about Cyberpunk for Ruben. Unfortunately, I don't have that here then. As you're often interacting with it, you can use it to change the color of the houses, the lighting for the scene, screenshotting, turning on a grid, and even hiding it away when you aren't using it. And so I did a bunch of talking, breaking down like UI design. And talking about like bad level design. What is bad level design, and can you find an example? So I talked about Isle of Mist and The Witcher, where you have to find 7 dwarfs, but one of them has like narcolepsy, so they keep falling asleep. It's so frustrating, and I'm just like, that's just bad design in my opinion, because it's not adding to the story. It's just inhibiting the player. Like Nier Automata, there's no save points for like. I think it's even longer than 30 minutes, the tutorial, but either way, if you fail anywhere within that time, you lose all progress, and I failed, and it pissed me off, and that's exactly why I talked about that, some of the stuff like that. So, there's another one where it's like, you have to design a game where it's only got 2 buttons, and it has to be a co-op game, and so I did a game where like one person controls the jumping of the character, and the other one you can tap or hold, and it creates these like lumps, and the player can't get like caught in a thing, so they have to just keep jumping and stuff like that, which is really cool. I thought that was like a really simple basic design. Stuff like that, I think stuff like that, when you're actually having to put your thinking cap in, you're exploring games and you're having to write about them, that to me, you know, you're doing lots of examples. But if you're just writing an essay about one topic and you've got a couple weeks to write up that, you know, I feel like you lose a lot of information. And stuff like that. I'm just thinking, I might end up ending stream now. Just thinking, I don't think there's really anything else. If you're still here, Jarvie, I'll bring something up and then I'm going to end stream. And this for, I guess, anybody else that wasn't here early in my stream. Hi, Joe. Big Job still here. If you're interested, there is a Blender Essential Game Modeling Toolkit. They say modding, but I don't think that's the right word for it. I think 90% of this is shit, but there's a couple good things. Like UV Pack Master. This is like the best thing for Blender when it comes to UVs. I personally use Rhizome, but that's still pretty good. Now bear in mind, if you spend, you can get this with like 60 New Zealand, so I don't know what that is in euros. It's probably like 10 euro. And a tutorial, but this might be an old tutorial. I found that like 90% of these things are useless, but there are like a couple of things that are good. This is gonna be a long fucking video if this is taking a minute. No, I lied. Some of these are long, but I don't know if you ended up. Did you end up picking up? I think, did you only get Substance Designer, or did you get Designer and Painter? I can't remember. But retopper flow also a really big thing that you would do well with. Although you might have that because I might have given you the free version as well. But designer and paint. Oh yes, you got both of them. That's good. This is really good. I've used this in the past. The only downside to this is your base model can't be over 1 million polygons, which I don't believe that they do tries for that for some reason, when everything else is tries. They're making a UV Packmaster 4. No, not UV. Retopper Flow 4. This is Retopper Flow 3. But I believe it will be a separate purchase, so I'm waiting for the separate purchase, and then I might pick up the next version. But as I did find this quite useful. It's either this or getting Topo Gun, which Topo Gun's also very good. Topo Gun is significantly better at holding high polygons. Yes, you can use default Blender or Maya or ZBrush. Okay, I would not recommend retopologizing in ZBrush though, outside of just like auto retopology. Yeah, got a newer version of retopper since the really? Yeah, so this one's really good. I was using this a bit and it's very helpful. There's some baking things, but I would never bake in Blender. I would rather find like a $20 fucking extra thing. Like Armor Paint, for example, outside of that. But some of these are really, really good, like this Outpost. There's a couple like really, really good things. There's also other ones that are, in my opinion, not great. Stuff like this. There's just a lot of kind of average shit, and apparently a lot of these tutorials. Apparently this tutorial is like for 2.9, and I've like not watched this tutorial, but I've seen this tutorial before. But of course didn't purchase it, and it was like painful. It was really, really good tutorial, but I believe it was just very old. This one's also very good for UVing. I had a look at this. This is super, super quick and good at UVing. It works similarly to Rhizome, where you can just like... this one, you wouldn't get UV Flow and you wouldn't get Packmaster probably if you're using Rhizome. But like something like this, for example, you can do lots of cool stuff like, you know, what is the shortest distance, for example. So I can like select that and stuff like that. Like selecting around that. There's stuff like that. Like, you know, I would personally just use Rhizome. But if you want to stick in Blender, that's good. Alternatively, like, you can always just use default things. I just genuinely don't like the default Blender UV system. I think Maya's is pretty good. But then again, I don't like relying on Maya for anything. So, oh well. Oh well. Stuff like that. So, I might end up picking this one up. I sent a message to the developer of Retopper Flow just to ask whether or not... I'll just double check now. Just to make sure I haven't gotten a response. I don't think I would have. Yeah, no, I haven't. Just asking whether, you know, there's a version 4 coming out later, and maybe I pick that one up. Otherwise, I just use Topo Gun. I have Topo Gun, the demo. You can demo it. There's some like some things Topo Gun does well, some things Topo Gun doesn't do well, in my opinion. So I couldn't figure out. I think it's a bit tricky to understand than Retopper Flow and all the other tools. Otherwise, you can always use 3D Coat. 3D Coat is a lot of people recommend for retopology, but I'm not too sure. I've never used it. Let's click this and let's try something. Cactus? What the fuck would cactus be? Let me just test something. Let me grab something then. A random thing. Let's see how this one works quickly, and then I'm gonna end stream. This one I've heard is good, but I don't like the UI for 3D Cart, and it sucks because that's like the biggest complaint for 3D Cart. Well, outside of the price, it is quite pricey, but there's a lot more that you can do in it. A3D, character sculpt. Let's just go ZBrush. There's some fucky bits to the mesh, but it's fine. So how do they go about doing it? You can I don't like that. It's not bad, but it's you have to be careful with the locks. The locks sometimes are a little goofy. It's not too bad. What's this? Select. It's just selecting. Yeah, here's what I dislike about this though. Oh, so you have to, yeah, some of these controls are just a little goofy. Select path, yada yada. Quads. Oh, so it just works like this. That's standard. What's this? Points to polygons? Oh, points to polygons will be pretty good. Oopsies, what the fuck? Oh, do you just right mouse button? Okay, that one's actually quite good. I can see this being pretty good then. Cap, fills holes, strokes. What kind of strokes? Okay, so there's. Wait, what? Oh, don't tell me this strokes is. Do you have to look like this? Oh, what? It doesn't autofill a stroke? That's a major poo-poo. Curve stroke, so maybe you have to do this. Never mind. That just seems bad. 3D prims. Quad fill. A knife tool, which will just be obvious. Ah. Hello? The controls in this are a little bit different. Why is it like... How do you... That's giving me a weird result. Inset. Smart extrude. Spline tool. Tweaking. Brush. Split rings. I mean... This isn't the worst thing, but also there's one thing that I do really, really like, which I don't think this is going to have. Oh no. This won't have it, will it? Smart extrude. Knife. No, smart retopo. No, they don't have it. They're missing the key thing for me that I really, really like. Unless... Oops. That did fill that, but not at all what I'm after. Ah, I guess you can go like this. No, you can't. I guess you can go like this. What is that? I guess you can strokes works like this. Oh, that might actually be fine. It was not fine. I lied. Usually this is good. It's like somewhat working, but it's also not. Why is this not? There's obviously something that I'm missing, of course. I don't know. That seems also pretty good, but it's also got its own issues. To show you an example of what I was trying to do. Window's gonna take a minute, because it's through Steam. Let me just launch it through there so it's a bit quicker. I like the Steam version. It takes, I think, a little bit slower to load, but at the same time, you don't have to deal with having to update shit. If I went, for example, like, this is to me one of the most important features to something, and there's something that default things don't seem to have. And this is why I like them so much. Like this feature so much. Loops. Sorry, contours is what it's called in this. And you can just go here, and you can like change the amount of things. We can go like 8, for example. Look at this. Look at this. You know, just make sure I'm actually getting it. And there, like, we've already just contoured this. I could probably add an extra one as well here if I wanted to. So already finished effectively doing that. If I wanted to retopologize it like that, I guess, for example. This is what most things don't generally tend to have, and that's why I find this to be such a valuable lever. It's because it doesn't like, it's trying to lock onto the mesh, of course. So, something really cool, but unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be working completely. Anywho, I'm going to end stream here. So I'm sleepy. 4 AM a wake up was a pain. Thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate it. We got a bit of work done. We got a bit of stuff. Chatted a bit. Talked about some stuff. And had a pretty solid time. So, pretty good in my book. But yeah, thank you for popping by, Jarvie. I always appreciate it. Amy, as usual. Always love you popping by. Catadog, thank you, Chief. As well as, last but not least... Oh, you are going to be the most painful software in the world. I know Lifeboat popped in at the start. Just before battery ran out. Ooh, you're testing me, buddy. I'm trying to scroll up. Oh, you guys can't see. Look at this stupid fucking stuff here. Never mind, it's working now. Wasn't bloody letting me scroll up. But yeah, thank you. Oh, and thank you, Arc478 for popping by as well. Sorry, I missed you there. But no, thank you guys all for watching. Have a good one. And I'll catch you guys next time. I probably won't be streaming this weekend because I'm just gonna fucking make the most of my weekend, I reckon. Just fucking grinding games and probably maybe do a bit more work on the stupid the knife that I was making, which is coming together. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Have a good one, and we'll catch you guys next time. See you later.